9 out of 10 people can't do these upper body push-pull exercises. Are you in the 1% or in the 99%? What's up guys, it's Godrosi from Gymnastics Method, and in this video I would like to invite you to do this challenge with me with simple but not easy upper body push-pull exercises. We're gonna go through 4 exercises, and it's funny because I keep saying less and less reps. Now we're gonna just do 10 reps. It used to be 15 and before even 20, because in my experience, as years pass by, I see people are able to do less and less reps. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because of the food or the lifestyle, but I think people are getting weaker and weaker, so I don't want to embarrass anyone. So we're gonna do 10 reps of the 4 upper body exercises: the push-ups, the inverted rows, the pull-ups, and the dips. I'm gonna tell you some key points of each exercise, and let's say if you can do 0 to 5 reps, that's the beginner level. If you can do 5 to 8 reps, that's intermediate, and if you can do more, up to 10 reps or even more, that's gonna be advanced or even expert level. If you can do 10 or even more, you are in the top 1%. We're gonna go in order of difficulty, so let's see if you can keep up with me. Alright, the first exercise is the push-ups. The main key points here are the scapula movements. So you have to depress and abduct your scapulas, place your hands in shoulder width support, lock your elbows, maintain posterior pelvic tilt, so don't push out your butt, squeeze your abs and glutes, close your legs and keep your legs straight. And from here, actually you can step forward a little bit, because most people do the push-ups like the elbows are going backwards, but you want to keep your elbows above your wrists. So from here, we're gonna descend, elbows go next to your body, and you can let your scapulas a little bit adduct, so a little bit retraction in the shoulders and then push back. So that's gonna be 1 rep. The point is to keep your core tight and move as rigid as possible, and if you pay attention to these key points, you'll be good. And let's see the reps. All right, if you're ready, let's get it. And down, and 1, and down, and 2, and down, and 3, and down, and 4, and down, and 5, and down, and 6, and down, and 7, and down, and 8, and down, and 9, and down, and 10. All right, it wasn't that bad. Let's go on and do the inverted rows. The second exercise is the inverted rows that you can do with the bar or rings or a suspension trainer. But the point is that that's the beginner pulling exercise everyone should do before doing pull-ups, and the technique here is super important. Scapula position is basically the opposite than in the push-ups, so when you do the rows, you have to depress and adduct your scapulas while or before pulling with your arms. Beginners tend to do it separately, so I usually say that if you don't know how to exactly use the scapulas, you can pre-activate, or if you're more advanced, you can actually do it together. So while you pull with your arms, you continuously depress and adduct your scapulas. My main thing is do it with the rings with elevated feet. That's more difficult, but if you can do like 10 to 15 reps with the rings with elevated legs, you'll be able to do like 5 pull-ups immediately, chest to bar. But I know that many of you guys don't have rings or a suspension trainer, and you can just access these bars. It's fine as well. The lower the bar, the better it's gonna be for you and your progress. But if you have only a higher bar like this, it's still better than nothing. All right, so let's see the technique first. As I said, scapula position is the most important. You can do it with bent legs or straight legs. I like to do it closer to horizontal because that's gonna be more difficult. But as I said, you can just do 45 degrees and it's gonna be much more simple. But here, as I said, you can start with scapula activation. Just keep your core tight and straight, and you can pre-activate the scapulas, depression, adduction, and then pull your elbows next to your body and try to pull it behind the body. So that's gonna be 1 rep, and try to touch the bar with your upper body. It can be with your chest, or if you're in a higher angle, it can be with your belly. So the point is, do the scapula activation and also pull your elbows behind the body and do full range of motion. All right, so if you're ready, let's do the 10 reps. And 1, and down, and 2, and down, and 3, and down, and 4, and down, and 5, and down, and 6, and down, and 7, and down, and 8, and down, and 9, and down, and 10, and down. How many could you do? Let me know in the comments. The third exercise is the dips. This is the squat of the upper body, one of the most brutal upper body pushing exercises you can do. And the main key points here are the depressed shoulders in the starting position, the locked elbows, keeping your core together, and same as for the push-ups, when you do the descent, you need to let your scapulas getting closer to each other while you keep your shoulders depressed. So same as for the push-ups, we don't want the shoulders to shrug and do dips like that, but we want them to depress, and as you go down, you can let the scapulas getting closer to each other. That's gonna give you the stretch, so your chest muscle will be stretched at the bottom, and as you push up, you can squeeze and have that peak contraction. So locked elbows, depressed shoulders. If you have a lower bar like this, just bend your knees, and like this, descend, lean a little bit forward, let the scapulas getting closer to each other, and push back and squeeze those chests. And squeeze those chest muscles. All right, so these are the key points, and now let's see the 10 reps. Get ready, starting position, and let's go. And down, and 1. And down, and 2, and down, and 3, and down, and 4, and down, and 5, and down, and 6, and down, and 7, and down, and 8, and down, and 9, and down, and 10. Cool. Let me know in the comments how it went for you. The fourth and final exercise is the pull-ups. The main key points here are similar, scapula activation. Here you really need to depress and adduct your scapula, same as in the inverted rows. As I said, that's the prerequisite, and you have to do the same movement starting with the depression, and as you go up you have to adduct the scapulas and touch the bar with your chest. This scapula motion will let you do the full chest to bar pull-ups. If you don't activate them, you'll be just doing shrugged shoulders and chin over the bar at max. It's still good for lats, but if you want to involve all the back muscles, you really need to pay attention to this motion. The other important thing is that your elbows should be next to your body and drive them behind the body. That's also a prerequisite. And just keep your core together, maintain this shoulder width grip. You don't want to do too wide or too narrow, shoulder width or a little bit wider. Keep your core together. If you have a lower bar, just bend your knees and squeeze together the knees, and you'll be good to go. And now let's see the 10 reps. I know it's going to be challenging. Even if you can do 5 reps, that's still good. But if you can keep up, do the 10 reps with me, chest to bar, or even if it's chin over the bar. Let's go. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. All right, what's your number? 5, 3, 8, 10? Let me know in the comments. All right, guys, so that was it. 4 upper body exercises, 10 reps. If you're super hardcore, do 3 sets of all these exercises. Just stop the video, go there and do the reps with me. And let me know in the comments if you're 0 to 5 or 5 to 8 or 8 to 10 or even more than 10 with these strict forms. Because I know many of you guys say, I can do push-ups, 100 reps, I can do, you know, pull-ups and all these basics, but what I usually see is the form is not on point. So you really need to pay attention to those key points. I know the explanations were super brief. If you want to see the full tutorial videos, you can check them out on the channel. I just wanted to make this video super short and do the reps with me. But if you need personalized help from me personally and my team, apply to one-on-one coaching and we'll get you personalized plans with testing after each phase, and you make sure that's the fastest way to progress. But otherwise, if you want to work at your own pace and use my same well-structured system, just click the link below, download the Gymnastics Method app in the App Store or Google Play Store and become a member now. Get access to all my programs, tutorials, daily workouts and much more. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and now check out the tutorials I mentioned on the end screen.